As we gear up for 24 hours of UX this year, it's good to look to the past. I reckon, depending on how you count it, I've been working in UX for 24 years. One thing that's really changed in that time is design tooling. Back in the old days, and even in the in-between days, we didn't have strong design tools like Figma and Sketch. I started, as did many people, with Visio, which was a diagramming tool. Like all you could draw was lines. We then had OmniGraffle for the Mac, which had the real benefit of actually being able to make reusable components. So while I know that modern tools are really good for doing high quality design and they make it great and really easy to communicate with developers, I think there's a real advantage to the old ways. Wow, that sounds old. With really good tools, and particularly with templates, it's really easy to throw together a layout quickly. Now that kind of sounds like a good thing. But when you don't have the tools, you really have to think a lot harder about what you actually want to do. You're forced to think about everything that you put on screen, like from first principles. I still rarely use templates, which means that every time I do something like a settings page or a table with a filter, I think about what needs to go on a settings page? What's this here for? Do we have what content do we have for it? What does a filter do? How does a filter work? I have to think very much about how does this thing work in this particular context. Now, I'm not saying that designers don't do that or they don't think about what they're doing, but I have talked to a lot over the last few years who I know, don't think in the same way I do, who actually think, settings page, I'll grab a settings page template, make some tweaks, and then that's their design done. And I always think that there's value in like stepping back and really thinking about the context and what is needed here. The other thing that happens when you've got really good tooling and things like design systems is that more people can do the design work. So when there were only poor tools, it was just harder for non-designers to get their hands on the design work and actually do it. I'm not really quite sure what I think about this, but it's something to reflect on as we look to the future. When our tools are so good that anyone can create a UI design, what do designers do? What's our special sauce? Do we even have a special sauce anymore?